Sunshine too, back into the low 80s, but look for cooler weather tomorrow and the possibility of some scattered showers on Wednesday. I'll tell you more about that, as well as the first weathercast at 6:30 this season after sunset. The sunset's at 6:32. We'll talk about it on News 8 at 6:30.
Earlier and earlier. Thank you, Matt. Well, every month, News 8 does a story from the pages of San Diego Magazine.
Our Larry Himmel read about a local improv group in the magazine's Eye on San Diego section. Tonight, Larry reports on the group that has turned high-risk comedy into sport.
The show you are about to see has never been performed before, and it will never be performed again because we'll be making it up on the spot. That's the name.
In the pint-sized Quentin Crisp Theater on the corner of 6th and Pennsylvania, improv has become an indoor sport.
How about a suggestion of something that you would find in your backyard?
Dog.
Using suggestions from the audience, the troupe develops sketches.
Today we got the playful dog. Oh, you're gonna like this one.
And in the end, the audience gets to vote whether or not the sketch worked.
You can say banana or forfeit. 1, 2, 3.
High-risk comedy is nothing new for Theater Sports. The group has been together for 8 years.
It's really about being a good team player and building on everybody else's ideas until suddenly it has a life of its own and it's going.
I wish I could. I wish I could.
New rhyme.
I'm made of wood.
And before they had a theater of their own, this troupe paid some dues.
We performed in a bait shop when we first started back in '92.
On the Ocean Beach Pier.
On the Ocean Beach Pier.
Now they have their own stage and 80 seats in their house.
Do it, that annoys me so.
It's a place for them to turn guerrilla theater into a team sport.
Basically taking what somebody else has given you, adding something to it, and then knowing that they'll then take what you added and add something to that.
Throw out a robe. I really work for a place called the Old Globe.
For Theater Sports, it's not about winning or losing. It's about the loving of the game. Larry Himmel, KFMB News 8.
Bait shop humor has come a long way in recent years. That's really an improvement. That's our news for now. The CBS Evening News with Dan Rather is coming up next. We hope you join us later on for CBS News, News 8, in fact, at 6:30.
Thanks for making us part of your day.
Survivor on television. Here in San Diego, you can also see it on stage.
The local improv group has decided to use the Survivor theme in its latest production. News 8's Steve Price joins us now with more on tonight's show.
Well, Pamela and Michael, the ideas come from the audience, so the actors have no time to prepare. And for the actors, the stakes are high. Not $1 million, but the right to stay on the stage. No scripts, real challenges, and brutal tribal councils. But we're not talking about Survivor, the TV show.
So all I have to do is find some wind? My dad's got lots of wind.
This is San Diego Theater Sports, an improv group at the Quentin Crisp Theater. But there's a twist, a Survivor theme with challenges for comforts and survival, because only one of these performers will be left at the end of the night.
Oh, heaven's great to me.
Heaven's great to me.
With suggestions from the audience and prodded along by their own Jeff Probst.
A barbershop in Akron, Ohio.
The group is fighting to win over their tribal council, 8 voting members of the audience.
And the fourth vote that will determine who the first person to be eliminated from Survivor Island is David.
And with those words, David is done for the night.
It's the most fun I've had doing improv in years.
Shapiro is the general manager. He says the group came up with the idea because, quite honestly, a bunch of them are hooked on the show. And the audience, they say the theme works.
I think it is a very funny premise because the show is so seriously over the top. So this is a very funny premise.
I'll kiss her and then...
The skits ranged from Shakespeare and sex to barbershops and bars of soap. No one here had to eat cow brains or rat, but one of the night's funniest moments came when the tribal council's vote ended in a 3-way tie. The tiebreaker, 30 seconds to stuff the most marshmallows in your mouth. The Quentin Crisp Theater is located in Hillcrest. And Michael and Pamela, another Survivor theme night is planned for February the 28th.
Sounds like a hit. Yeah. Steve, thank you very much. A North Carolina doctor working on a machine to ease chronic back pain may have stumbled onto something even more interesting.
It's week 3 in our sister station, Star 100.7 search for Supermouth. And this week's contestants battled it out last night to become finalists. Jen even showed her bare butt. We're going to have to talk to her about that. To make it to the next round, Milo and Jenn will host their own radio shows tomorrow from 12 to 4. And that's when you come into play. You're going to need to vote. And this morning, they are here with us to talk about the contest. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
You know, they came in, they just lit up the room. What great personalities. You two should have your own show. They're all bickering about each other.
We talked about that, actually.
Now, how did it feel last night when you were on air? How did it feel?
Awesome. I loved it.
Were you nervous?
No.
Comfortable?
I was nervous before, definitely, but once I got in there and sat down, no, I wasn't nervous.
Okay, and what about you?
Nervous from parking the car until falling asleep last night at 2:30 in the morning. Yeah.
Now, your background, you were actually in information
technology, COBOL,
for
CICS.
15 years.
15 years.
And
yeah.
now you've made a career change.
Yeah, I had been doing improvisation with a troupe for many years and had always wanted, in the back of my mind maybe, to teach team building and do stuff with improv for corporate. And I decided to make the leap back in 2000 and start my own business.
Terrific. Now, improv on radio, that's just a perfect mix. Did it come in handy?
Yeah, I'm counting on everybody to see that. Yeah, because we build on each other's ideas in improv. So Jen, who was on the air, she would say something and I would add to it, and it just started becoming really fun.
Terrific. Now, what I find special about you, Jen, is that you are a single mom. You've done a darn good job, as you say, in raising your 4-year-old son. Now, what are you going to be bringing to the table? You're actually going to be able to host your own show tomorrow for 2 hours, from 12 to 2. No, actually, you're from 2 to 4.
2 to 4.
You're from 12
Noon
to 2.
to 2, yeah.
What are you bringing to the show tomorrow? Why should people listen to you?
Well, I'm just gonna, I'm actually not gonna plan anything out, but that's just very me. I'm just gonna come in there and I'm gonna play it by ear and definitely feed off the callers. Hopefully we'll get people calling in and the show will just kind of take a life in a direction of its own. I'm just gonna be me, and it's just gonna be a natural show, and so hopefully a lot of fun and a lot of high energy, and
great.
I'm really looking forward to it.
Milo, what are you bringing to the show tomorrow? Why should people tune in?
I'm going to start with a half hour of mime. I hear that's popular on the radio. You know, my whole career and everything I do is built around fun. I just like to create fun for people, and so I'm going to just do everything I can to bring that to the radio. And everybody keeps saying, you know, don't plan, just relax, be yourself. So I'm not going to schedule every minute, but I'm going to have some ideas, figure out which ones are working, and the ones that aren't, move on. And like she said, hopefully we get a bunch of callers, because it'll be sure nice to feed off the energy in San Diego.
Great. Now, you both have had time to spend with each other. 2 words to describe him, 2 words to describe her.
Psycho, organized.
And you, Milo, for Jen?
Energetic, direct.
Terrific. Well, we look forward to hearing both of you on the radio. You're going to need to tune in. You can vote on who should move on to the next round by logging onto our website, kfmb.com. Click on Star 100.7. The voting opens on Saturday, closes on Monday. And again, to recap, Milo, you're going to be on from 12 to 2, and Jen, you're going to be on from 2 to 4, and it is going to take your vote. The time now is 7:28. I'll have a complete check of your weekend forecast. Plus, Hans Blix is giving another weapons report to the UN. We'll bring it to you next.
Get away.